Hello, this is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and this is the Nocturnist Diary. I wanted to talk today about some tips for healthy eating for the holidays. As the holidays are approaching, it's always a very exciting time for a lot of us. We have family and friends that we get together with that we may not necessarily see on a regular basis. And so when we gather, we tend to have food around. And, the food can be very rich and very calorically abundant, for lack of a better term. And this can lead to some issues after the holidays are over. Now, granted, it is lots and lots of fun to go to all the holiday parties and see your coworkers in a social atmosphere and just get involved and interact on that level is always a lot of fun. But usually there's, like I said, lots of food and lots of opportunity for increased caloric intake. So the crazy thing about all this is that there is a statistic that's going around that basically says that the average American will gain about 1 to 2 pounds over the holiday. And this is all just from the increased caloric consumption from all of the things that we get involved in during this time. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but what happens is that we don't lose those pounds at the end of the holiday, and then it just compounds over the course of the upcoming year. And that's kind of where the problem lies. So some of you are already considering getting going for the new year and getting your fitness in order, getting your health in order, your wellness in order. Some of you have already started your journey, and this sort of poses a threat to your progress. And some of you are on the journey and you're just feeling a little concerned about how you're going to maneuver the office parties, the family gatherings, etc. Now, it doesn't matter we all celebrate Thanksgiving in general, and that's not, I shouldn't say we all, because very finalistic kind of term, but or generalization. But in general, in America, we celebrate Thanksgiving. So that's the first one. That is approaching very rapidly. That we have a huge amount of food that is super delicious that is available to us on a grand scale. And then of course, if you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, we have another set of holidays coming up that are going to be involving food, because whenever there is family, whenever there are friends, often there is food. So how do you navigate this? How do you make sure that you are set up to win, that you will not come out on the other side of this with said increase in weight that is unwanted? All right. Hi, Corinna. Thanks for joining. So the first tip is that you want to make sure that you do not skip meals, okay? When your mom told you that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, she was not lying to you. She was basically reinforcing something very, very crucial, and that is, once you've broken that fast, which is breaking the fast, you've broken the fast, you've given your body the opportunity to have a good basis upon which to work over the course of the day. And having a nutritious breakfast is really going to set you up to win for the entire day, because what that does is it doesn't give you the huge lows that make you feel like your puts your body in starvation, and then basically makes you binge eat, so eat much more than you would at the subsequent meals. But it actually allows for you to intake less calories over the course of the day. So breakfast can be very simple. You can make overnight oats. You can make regular oats on the stovetop in the microwave. Add some fruit so you get some additional fiber there. So you add some apples, or you can have some nuts. Just something solid to get you going. Another easy breakfast is just to make some eggs. So you can, the night before, you can boil a bunch of eggs. You can have a boiled egg. You can have some fruit. You can have a couple pieces of toast. That is just going to help you to have success throughout the day. So that's the first thing. Don't skip meals, because research definitely has shown that people who have breakfast, they take in less calories over the course of the day, and it's basically for the reasons I mentioned before. The second thing is, don't leave the house on an empty tank. And what I mean by that, so if you're going to be going shopping, right, it is a great idea to have a piece of fruit or some nuts or something before you head out the door, because what happens is you go shopping on an empty stomach and you end up buying stuff that are not on your list, and you buy way more than you should have. Now, I'm a perfect example of this. If I go to the store after a night shift and I'm hungry and I'm fatigued, so I have two things biologically working against me, I tend to buy a lot of things that were not on the list and that are basically answering the hunger that's within me. So there you go. Don't leave the house with an empty tank. That is the same is true if you're going to an office party, you're going to your family's house for food. The same thing. Have a little snack, and a snack that's rich in fiber is really gonna go a long way. So you can literally have some apple slices and some peanut butter, and that would definitely nail that piece of things and help you to have success when you go where you're going. The next thing is, so we said breakfast, don't skip meals. Have a snack before you leave the house if you're going shopping or you're going to the party or you're going to your family's house for food. And then the third thing is, when you're at the function, there's gonna be food everywhere. If you are there for the fellowship piece, which most of us are really there for fellowship, food too, but fellowship is the main thing. You want to make sure that you don't stand right next to the food, okay? Now, I get it. You can't help it if everybody's sitting at the table for Thanksgiving dinner, then, obviously you have to be at the table where the food is. But I'm talking about grazing. So we tend to graze when we're next to the buffet at the party. We're at the little chocolate table or whatever, and we're just like talking and we're putting stuff in our mouth. If you make that thing be a distance away from you, so if you stand on the other side of the room from where the food table is, then you are less likely to frequent it. So, because you're gonna pause and you're gonna say, I have to walk all the way across the room to get to this food, and so you're gonna think twice about, do I really need that? Right? So that's just a little trick that will help with that part. And then when you're actually getting ready to eat, take a smaller plate. Now, there's a big difference between what you'll put on the size plate like this and what you'll put on a size plate like this. Now, if you've ever been to a tapas restaurant, you know that the portions are small and you get a wide variety of things, and you don't leave hungry when you leave a tapas restaurant. But you're not getting these ginormous portions, right? So if you take a smaller plate, you can definitely eat a reasonable portion size without even really thinking too much about it, all right? So I'm not saying it has to be this size, but you kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to get across. And then the other thing is, when you're loading your plate, the first items that you should try to put on your plate and you should try to eat are gonna be the salads, right? So salad, again, high in fiber and roughage. It's gonna be good for a good basis. It's gonna help you to be satisfied sooner, right? So, you wanna put your salad first and your vegetables first. Vegetables are like free, right? Free calories. They're great for you. You get all these vitamins and minerals from it, and it's not a huge caloric burden, right? So your veggies, your salad first, okay? Then you move on to the entree, and finally you get your dessert. And so you have been diligent, you have used your smaller plate, you have done your veggie and your salad first, You have done a good reasonable portion of the entree, and you've had your dessert. And so then the next question is, how do you decide if you need seconds, right? So first thing is, I would definitely take this time to really enjoy your food. So savor the taste, savor the smell, savor the visual experience. Like, make it a full sensory experience as you're eating it. Really enjoy it. And that takes time, right? So first of all, that takes time. So, don't rush with eating. Take your time. Chew your food, like Mom always says. Chew your food 30 times, whatever. But really enjoy the great food that is available this time of year. And that will allow this to communicate with this, right? So your body is gonna have an opportunity to let your brain know, hey, this is really good. I am satisfied, right? So that's the first thing. And part of taking that time, so you've savored your yummy food and you've taken that time to enjoy the whole culinary experience. The next thing is, you're like, well, do I want to enjoy some more? Do I want some more? That's when you take 10. And when I mean 10, I mean 10 minutes. So you take 10 minutes and then you wait that 10 minutes. If you are still hungry after those 10 minutes, then get seconds. But chances are you probably won't be. And then you'll know that, there's been that full communication between these two places and you are done. All right? So that is it. If this is helpful to you, and I hope that it is, please go ahead and comment below. Share it with a friend. And I also made a blog to go along with this. And so I will put the link to the blog in the comments. And there's also a checklist that you can download that is absolutely complimentary, that will help you out, and you can probably have it with you so you can look and see all the items that you need that will set you up for success during the holiday season and allow for you to come out on the end absolutely victorious. Okay? So I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness. This is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and this is the Nocturnist Diary.